Hello friends, and welcome to the Pro Tour Gauntlet Either Revolt Edition. I'm Kenji Egashira, and this time we've got a spicy one to start things off. This is by Hua Lin's blue-white Paradoxical Outcome deck. This deck looks to play a bevy of cheap spells all in one turn in conjunction with Either Flux Reservoir to one-shot your opponent. Let's see what this deck can do. Here we are for our match with the blue-white Paradoxical Outcome deck. We are on the draw, and man, I think this might actually be a keep. So turn 1 I get to go Island, Ornithopter, hold up Metallic Rebuke, and I can just sit back for a little while and until I can find one of my important pieces. So I'm actually going to keep this on the draw. On the play I would mulligan, but on the draw I think you can risk it and kind of go for it. Of course, as soon as we hit 2 more blue sources, I can cast the Whir of Invention and go and get the Either Flux Reservoir, which is kind of sweet. So we'll see what we can do with this hand. It does seem a little bit greedy, but remember this deck runs 17 lands, so I think playing a little bit greedy is right up the alley of what we want to do. Plus, we can always draw like a Renegade map to help us get those important land sources. Let's see what the opponent's going to do here on their turn 1. Hopefully nothing too scary. All right, and we are off. Island? That could be a good thing? I have no idea. Ooh, hey, and there's that Renegade map. So now instead of playing any of the Ornithopters, we're just going to slam the map and pass. Playing the Ornithopters doesn't actually do anything because I can't use the Metallic Rebuke without a blue source. Oh my. Opponent just played Baral, Chief of Compliance. That could be a problem if we're going to fight a counter-heavy deck, but we will see. Another Ornithopter is kind of sweet. So let's go ahead and get an island here. And I'm actually going to go ahead and just play out my Reverse Engineer. Go triple Ornithopter. Reverse Engineer, draw 3. Seems pretty good to me. Alright, we found the Paradoxical Outcome. We found a few more cheap artifact spells. I still need to hit a 3rd blue source for Whir of Invention. Pieces of the Puzzle. Oh boy. Looks like we might be playing against another brew. Yeah, our opponent's playing a Metallurgic Summonings deck. Okay, so they took the Revolutionary rebuff, so they do have a counter in their hand, which is unfortunate. Ooh, this will be an interesting game. Metallurgic Summonings versus blue-white Paradoxical Outcome. Well, we do another outcome. Remember, this is non-artifact cards for the rebuff, so they don't actually get to benefit off of a lot of my cards. Unfortunately, I think we're just going to pass here and hold up the Whir of Invention. The Metallic Rebuke. Glintless Crane just runs into rebuff, and this way I can hold up my own rebuke. Pieces of the Puzzle again. Yeah, that's fine. Gearhulk, take inventory, take inventory. Wow, okay. That take inventory value is quite nice for the opponent. Geez, I get to draw 2 cards here already. I guess I just let that resolve. So they still have the rebuff in their hand, which they can cast for a single mana. And land? Another another Cathar's Shield. Alright, I'll go ahead and just run out the Glintless Crane into the rebuff now. I guess this is a spell that I don't really mind getting countered. And they get to draw a card now from Baral. I definitely want them to run out of counters, but not going to get too hopeful about that. Ooh, a Thing in the Ice. Thing in the Ice might actually help me. All of my cards are very cheap. Wow, 1 mana, draw 3. That's a Sorcery Speed Ancestral there, since the opponent already had 2 of their other take inventory in their hand. That's kind of sick. Stitcher's Graft. Alright. So because we have 8 cards in hand, we have to just run something out. Stitcher's Graft, again, not something I'm worried about getting countered. This is an interesting matchup here. Funny. I imagine if we had played against like a copycat deck, we would have just got crushed, although hopefully Metallic Rebuke did some work there. Alright, looks like we're just going to play the draw-go game for a while. Wow. So we just drew the third paradoxical outcome. That's pretty bad. I'm not going to equip the graft. I think we're just going to go to discard. Discard the outcome. See what the opponent's up to. I don't mind just draw going. The Whir of Invention is an instant speed card, so if at any point they do tap out, I can whir for the paradoxical. Oh, sorry, the reservoir. All right, that was a good draw for us. So now I can whir for 4. I can play blue, 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 and then tap 4 artifacts and get the reservoir. I have to wait for the opponent to tap out, though, which they're probably not going to do for a while. I can also consider moving the graft and start attacking for 3 in the air. Okay, let's play the Bone Saw out. I don't really mind if they counter this. Again, I have to discard a card. Confirm suspicions. Okay, so we're just going to let that resolve. I guess we just equip graft and attack for 3. Might as well. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's terrible. We don't want to equip the graft and attack for 3. Then we can't use the whir. The only problem with going for Whir of Invention here is that the opponent has 1 blue up, which means they can counter something because of the Brawl. This might be my only chance to go for it, though. I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to try. And if it gets rebuffed, I'm going to be real sad. Damn. Okay, they did have a rebuff. Again, I just didn't think we were going to have a better opportunity to do anything there. Now we're in kind of rough shape. All right, there's their other take inventory. That's a draw 4. Holy moly. All right, the horror has awoken. Opponent casually has 9 cards in their hand right now. All right, goes to discard. And there's a Glint Crane. All right, well, might as well cast that out. A chump blocker if nothing else. Okay, Torrential Gearhulk. Targeting confirmed suspicions, I would imagine. I actually should have led with Ornithopter first, right? Because then I would have been able to Metallic Rebuke. So I think that was a mistake on my part. Either way, we're looking in pretty bad shape. There's that Metallurgic Summonings from the opponent. I'm not even sure what I can do to survive here, because even if we draw the reservoir now, it's just not enough. Alright, well, let's chump the Ornithopter. Or rather, chump with the Ornithopter to the horror. Take our beats for 5. There's that Brawl again. And yeah, looks like we'll just scoop this one up, go to the next game. Sideboarding options versus the opponent. Well, I imagine Dispel. Probably worth it. Maybe even the Negate. Fragmentize, I don't really care about. Gearhulk's not bad in this type of matchup as well, where they're just passing with a ton of mana. Anything that you can do instant speed to provide a threat is probably really good here. I think I might actually cut the Glint Cranes. Is that wrong? I think I want to cut some number of Glint Cranes, and maybe even one of the outcomes. Oh, I suppose Brawl's expertise is probably not at its best here either. So let's cut an outcome, let's cut an expertise, and let's cut 2 cranes. And see what we can do for game 2. Alright, here we are for game 2 with the blue-white Paradoxical Outcome deck. We are playing against a mono-blue Metallurgic Summonings list, so kind of sweet. Ooh, this hand's really good. And I say that because we have a SRAM in our hand. I can't actually cast SRAM until I play out an artifact, but I think we'll just lead with Island here and just pass. SRAM can do a ton of work given the opportunity to, and just like that, things are going to go crazy. All right, Ornithopter. We can add a white here now. Play out our SRAM. Play out our Bonesaw, draw a card. Play out another Bonesaw, draw a card. And we are looking pretty good. Put on the 2 islands. And they're tapping out for Thing in the Ice. All right, so maybe we can go off this turn. Or at least pretty close, right? I can actually only Whir of Invention for 3 here. Although I do... I can reverse engineer, which is great as well. So let's do that. Tap blue, blue. Creature, creature, creature. Let's draw 3 cards. Let's play out our Cathar's Shield. Draw a card. Let's play out Spire of Industry. And I cannot cast Metallic Rebuke since I don't have 2 untapped artifacts right now. So let's just play out the Graft and draw another card as well. And pass from there. All right. Pretty good turn 3. This is the turn where opponent just plays a land and holds up counters, though. But now we're in a great spot. Because now I can just pass. If they do anything, I can Whir of Invention, negate, or rebuke. But given that I only have 3 untapped sources of blue right now, I cannot Whir plus counter. So I have to wait until next turn to do that. And again, if the opponent just taps out in any scenario, then they're going to be wrecked. Niblis of Frost, and that should be the game there. I'm going to let that resolve, of course, because we don't care about that. Now we get to go blue, blue, blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is cost X or less, right? Yeah, okay. Go get the Reservoir and a quick little math. But I think we probably win here. Or at the very least, we draw a ton of cards and gain a ton of life. So let's Port Town, reveal the island. Cast Paradoxical Outcome on all of our 0 mana and 1 mana cards here. Yes, yes, yes. So we're at least casting 5 cards, which means we're going to be gaining 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So 5, 9, 12, 14, 15. And then I get 4 redraws because I'm casting out all of my equipment and artifacts. Oh, actually, Paradoxical Outcome was the first spell. Okay, so we're actually going to gain, let's see, this is going to be 2, 5, plus 4 is 9, plus 5 is 14, plus 6 is 20, plus 7 is 27. So we're going to be at 33, and then if we hit like any number of random 1 or 0 mana cost cards, we should just win the game. Oh, that's right! Oh, I totally forgot the Paradoxical Outcome draws you cards for each permanent. Oh, that's game over. Alright, so let's just auto-yield to all of this. Always yield, always yield. Wow, that's insane. So this is a turn 5 kill, and we would have been able to do it a little bit earlier, in theory. Okay, keep drawing. Do I have any more 0 mana cost? There's an Ornithopter. I'm already at 37. Oh, I guess we don't win. I'm going to be 1 short, aren't I? Unless I rip something off the top here. If I can rip another 0 mana cost card. So we want to cast the Graft to see if we can draw one. Alright. Nope. So we're at 44. And I don't believe I can cast any of these other cards out. So we just go to discard and then plan to win the following turn. Alright, we don't need all of these lands. Doot. 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 I don't need Glint Nest Crane, and I don't need another Reservoir at this point. We want to hold on to all of the counters. For sure. Because even if anything gets countered, we can just keep countering and just gain enough life to make it a thing. Alright, that was awesome. In fact, I even want to block here with one of my Ornithopters so that I can preserve 3 life points. Oh, I guess the opponent didn't attack. Alright, let's do it. Upkeep Glimmer of Genius. Alright, so it's going to tap down my SRAM. That's fine. Very irrelevant. This is only for each spell you've cast, right? Yeah, okay. That's fine. And I might as well, I guess, just rebuke this. Oh, no, never mind. Never mind. Now, if I don't rebuke, I can Paradoxical Outcome and hold up rebuke. Oh, no, I can already do that because I haven't played a land yet, so. 1, 2, 3. Gain 1, go to 45. This is real good. All right. So they only have 1 mana open? So I get to outcome all of these lovely 0 mana cost cards. Oh, wait! Oh, I almost messed up. Because I won't have the artifacts to tap. I guess it doesn't matter. This is going to gain me... No, I have to gain a little bit more, don't I? Okay, so just bounce the Ornithopter and like a Bone Saw. No, that's still going to leave me enough artifacts. Perfect, that's fine. To enable the improvise if need be. I'm 31 cards left in my deck. The opponent's on 48. This deck definitely has the capability of just going real deep. Alright, 47, cast 1. What are you doing here? I go to 50. Cast another spell. And that should do it. Alright. Either Flux Reservoir was about to ping the opponent on turn 6. I was fully capable of going off on turn 5 had I drawn just like 1 or 2 more cards with 0 mana cost, but did not end up getting there, and well, I think we're just going to run it back again. None of these cards seem that great. I do like the Bastion Inventors. I think they're very good, but I want to go for the fun win. I just want to shoot somebody for 50. And as you saw just now, that deck or this deck is fully capable of that. So let's reship it and go to a game 3. All right, here we are for game 3 with blue-white Paradoxical Outcome versus mono-blue counter Metallurgic Summonings. I'm going to keep this hand. It's a little bit slow for sure, but I have a lot of lands and it seems good on the draw. All right, no reason to run out the Ornithopter here. Turn 2 Glint Nest Crane's not amazing, but something that I'm going to be happy with. All right, opponent just goes with a turn 2 take inventory. I could also play Ornithopter here and hold up Metallic Rebuke, but since our game plan is so one-sided, narrow, I think we just want to jam out and hope to draw some more artifacts, which we did. And in fact, next turn I can even cast out the Reverse Engineer, potentially. Opponent went Brawl into another take inventory. Okay. So, let's see. This is slightly awkward because I really wish I could Whir of Invention for 4, but we could only do it for 2 currently, so I guess I'm going to have to be happy with drawing 3 cards. Sad face. All right, another Bone Saw. No reason to play it out yet. I think we'll just hold on to it. If we had 8 cards in our hand, sure. Going to discard is fine. Oh, crap. You know what? I shouldn't be attacking here. Me having 1 life is more relevant than the opponent taking 1 damage, since we shoot in damage points of 50. Alright, that was a mistake. I should not have attacked. Because now the opponent can just hit me. Yep. So they played a Pieces of the Puzzle, and looks like they got a Dispel, which is fine. Alright, so how do I want to do this? We want to play the land, for sure. So I can currently Whir for 3. Now I can Whir for 4. Now I can Whir for 5 if necessary. We're just going to pass here. I could attack probably this time with the Glint Nest Crane, but again, since my game plan is just to shoot them for 50, I'm going to kind of ignore it. Notably, I cannot Whir of Invention plus Metallic Rebuke. That would require 2 more artifacts? Or 2 more lands. Because the Whir costs effectively 7. I think Thing in the Ice is something that I want to counter, and then if the opponent has a Dispel, which we know they do, I don't mind it. And then I can just rebuke their Dispel. And you know what? I'm going to kind of bait the opponent here. I'm going to rebuke, and I'm not going to hold up any mana, even though I could hold up 2 to pay around Revolutionary Rebuff. Because I don't want to. I want them to rebuff here if they have it. Perfect. Because now I get to go and get my Reservoir. And they're tapped out. So this was excellent for me. Exactly what I wanted to do. Now, they have not played a land yet, so they could play a land and still hold up a counter, but this is how I wanted to draw it up. The main part was just getting the Dispel out of their hand. Alright, there's their land, but I can play around a rebuff. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can play around a rebuff by playing the Spire first. So let's do it for 4. Hope this resolves. They don't have another Dispel. Oh, they had a negate. Darn it. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. I think I played that correctly, though. I wanted the opponent to be able to rebuff me there. And we can always hard or naturally draw, rather, one of the reservoirs. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna play Port Town and pass. If I'm gonna whir, I want to do it on the opponent's upkeep. Oh, they're tapping out for a Gearhulk. This is real good for us. Okay, perfect. We're still in a little bit of rough shape because I need to draw a Paradoxical Outcome or, yeah, well, basically just Paradoxical Outcome, but we have the piece now. We have the piece. So what you want to do here is you want to let them resolve their Glimmer of Genius first. That way they don't know that I have it. So they might take cards based on that fact instead. Now we go get the Reservoir, and now we cross our fingers. We do need to draw a few good cards in a row here, but we have Moxie. We have whoa! What? What in the opponent is playing a Reservoir as well? Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Well, funny thing here. Cathar Shield on Glintless Crane actually lets it block. Yeah. I guess in theory I should attack. Yeah, I guess in theory I'm supposed to attack with the Ornithopter. The only problem is we're soon going to get wrecked by Thing in the Ice. Remember, this is not how I want to win by attacking through damage, but at this point you got to go for Plan C, which is attack with damage. All right, I'm figuring that the Thing in the Ice is going to transform here. That Take Inventory just drew 3 cards. Another Thing in the Ice, okay. Good old 1/6 flyer. Oh, I'm so stupid. The Glintless Crane has Vigilance now because of the Cathar Shield. I could have attacked for 1 more. Oh, my fault, my fault. In fact, I should just be equipping all of them on the Glintless Crane, right? That way it can block Brawl if necessary. I don't want to run out the Stitcher's Graft into the open mana right now, but what's going to happen is we're going to just die in 1 turn here. The opponent's going to transform their Thing in the Ice, and then transform the other Thing in the Ice, and that's going to kill me. So, maybe I should have played... Well, I guess I definitely should have played one of my other spells last turn. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have played out the Stitcher's Graft or Cathar Shield. Even if it would have got it countered, it would have put me at 15 life, which would have been enough to survive an attack by 2 Thing in the Ice. Opponent's deck looks pretty cool too. I don't know if either of these decks are tier 1 quality, but they're both interesting for sure. Yeah. So they're going to transform their thing in the ice here. Brawl makes their deck really tick. You just get to chain all of your spells like pieces of the puzzle here. Anticipates, take inventories for very low mana cost. All right. And that'll do it. Well, even though I lost, you saw how the deck can work. So hopefully you enjoyed this look at the blue-white Paradoxical Outcome list from Pro Tour Either Revolt. Go check out the other decks here on the Pro Tour Gauntlet. Thank you guys for tuning in.